So I seen this interesting share today on Twitter, and I thought I'd highlight it. I have shown videos like this before. Now, there are people that watch my videos that go, but you might say to yourself, well, by showing this, you're kind of sending a message across that you somehow are sticking up for Mr. Trump, okay? In no way am I sticking up for Mr. Trump. What I'm trying to do with my videos is I'm trying to show you how I see things, right? How I see things in the world, and how the path that we're currently going down, everything you can imagine is manipulated, okay? So when I do show these type of videos, say this one, for instance, is them constantly bashing Mr. Trump, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that I am supporting Mr. Trump. I don't. I support myself. I support the people of Ireland. I support Ireland getting out of this rut that they're dragging us through. Okay, I it's kind of the way I see the world and how I'm trying to show how these people manipulate the masses. So I take it internally, I look at it, I digest it, and then I say my opinion about it. My opinion about it is that all of this is just a game. All of it. It's just one big game for these people. And you know, the way the last few videos I've been mentioning these layers, well, this is exactly what this is. This is another layer to it. All right? So I'll have a listen to this, and then I'll say a few things at the end of it. Have a listen to this, and just the scale of manipulation with this. It has to be over the top, you know, and like you have to think as well, for these people that are running this game, this scenario that we're witnessing, that we're living through. You have to think to yourself, did they not think that people out there that have independent and critical thought, that they would get clips of all of our media outlets that we own and put them side by side and hear us saying the same script over and over, you know? Or is it a fact that they're just at a point now where, like I said, the longer corruption is left unchallenged, it just gets worse and worse, and they just get more brazen and more brazen, and they can just throw anything out there and not think about it. You know, well, that'll be enough for them. You know, that'll be enough to manipulate them for now. So we'll just do it anyway. So have a listen to this.
To the dramatic scene in the Oval Office today, the tense confrontation, President Trump ambushing the president of South Africa.
Up next, another Oval Office meltdown, President Trump ambushing the president of South Africa.
President Trump is being accused of conducting something of a diplomatic ambush of South Africa's president in the Oval Office.
To be with you, I'm Katie Tur. President Trump orchestrated another Oval Office ambush today.
Today, Donald Trump meeting with the president of South Africa and attempting to ambush and humiliate that leader.
Zelensky territory, where essentially he was a bit ambushed inside the Oval Office.
Felt like an ambush in there, kind of like the President Zelensky meeting in the Oval Office.
This was an ambush. It was orchestrated.
Cyril Ramaphosa brought his best diplomatic self to this meeting, but nothing could have prepared him for this multimedia ambush.
What started as, to some degree, an ambush.
Well, Katie, I mean, it was an ambush.
Ambush.
Ambushed. Ambush.
An ambush.
Ambushing.
Ambushed inside the Oval Office.
I think they did. Sorry, I had that on mute there. I think they did the same thing with the ice cream. Do you remember? Do you remember they had some line like ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream? And there was like 20, 30 media outlets, particularly in the US. And they were all running the same lines, you know. When I hear this and witness this and watch this, it makes me think of Joseph Goebbels in Germany. That time he said, if you repeat a lie long enough, people will believe it. When the initial report came out about Mr. Trump ambushing, particular strong word. It's a very strong word, ambushing. What it means to ambush someone. So they know full well what they're doing when they use powerful words like that. So I suppose what I'm trying to do with this video, right, is trying to show other people. Like, you have to remember, there's still people in the world that don't take that step back and look at the bigger picture. They rather the convenient lie over the hard truth. So when they are running these stories, like I said, that's what they're thinking when they're running these. We'll run a story that attacks the individual, so therefore we'll still keep half thinking this way and half defending the person. That's exactly what they're doing with this hit piece on this individual. Now, I'll repeat again, I'm not sharing this to defend Mr. Trump. I am sharing this to show those who still don't take that step back and look at it, to show them what the levels of manipulation in everything that they witness when they're watching TV, Because people, like I said, people would rather a quick, convenient lie rather than the truth. Because if they were to go and seek the truth, that means they have to look within themselves. And I can tell you, there's a lot of people in this world that do not want to look deep within themselves and ask, what is this really all about? Why are these people doing this to us? It's a journey, but I mean, it's life, and the last few years, ever since the Great Whooping Cough, as you know, well, it was, like I said, it was really, what really opened my eyes to the manipulation was 9/11. That was the big one for me. Because when I look back at it, I think, I got straight on the phone to my cousin at the time, and I was like, "You know what this is, don't you? This is war. This is going to be war." But that's exactly what they wanted, So I was even feeding into that. I was feeding that sort of message and sending that message out there that this is going to be war, because it was the instinct, the immediate thought, the convenient lie rather than stopping, stepping back and looking at the truth of why that happened. And I think showing people more, I know a lot of people are frustrated that it all of this sort of tension and negativity is just constantly ongoing, and then you wake up one morning and it looks like something is happening, but then by the end of the day, they've already thought of something else to bring you back down, So all I can say is keep showing people how they manipulate the masses. Because I'm sure when people watch videos like this one here, it's really it's thought provoking, Well, why is it that these 9, I'm sure there was more than just these 9, by the way, these 9 channels. Well, actually, it's a lot of them are CNN. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are CNN, MsNBC, ABC, So I think it would spark interest in people to see, even if they're looking at it and they're saying to themselves, why are they all saying the same script? Even that alone is enough to spark interest in people and kind of not force them, but it's a natural human feeling to want to know why it's happening. And once people start asking, see that leads into asking more questions. That's what needs to happen, with humanity, as far as I can see. People need to start asking more questions like why they're doing this, you know? So yeah, I'll leave that one at that for now. I just found that one very interesting.